YouTube, LA Fit Expo commentary. There I am putting on the small SBD sleeve. Felt extremely small on this day, but I did manage to get it on. Didn't actually have time to lace up my shoes, but just put the straps across and went out for my opening. So in the back I warmed up to 565 for a single, and then here I am opening up with 606 pounds on the bar. So you can still see here my shoulders are still a little bit tight, so you'll notice that I have a kind of open grip on the bar rather than wrapping my hands all the way around. And I can do that with this amount of weight, as I can do about a triple with this weight. So it doesn't really bother me, but here once it gets heavier, I do like to actually use a full closed grip. What I'm able to do with the closed grip is that I'm able to actually really pull the bar down into my back and, really stay tight, and it doesn't roll on me. So even if it's a grinder, I can really just kind of stick it out. And definitely I needed to, as that was, a bit of a grinder there. That was 622. Hips felt a little bit tight, so I, wasn't extremely comfortable. And shoulder was still a little bit tight as well. So actually the goal for the day was definitely, of course, to hit a PR, which actually I believe I did on that second attempt. So here I wanted to go around 640, but on the day I wasn't as confident in it, so I stayed at 633, which is definitely, of course, a PR. But since I wasn't getting my 640, 650, I definitely, was going all in and definitely committed. So as you can see, I wrapped my hands around the bar again, forgot to put in my mouthpiece. Pretty good setup there. Feet are a little bit not pointed out as much as I like. Super deep, but definitely able to really push through and finish the lift off. So extremely proud with that lift. There's my coach, Mr. Goggins. And what you guys missed in the back was that I actually had to switch out sleeves. So I switched from that small knee sleeve to a medium. My sponsor, Mr. Anderson of Anderson Powerlifting, was there, and he was able to get me a medium knee sleeve, which I actually utilized for that last squat, as my feet were actually, cramping up and going to sleep from having on that small knee sleeve. So those are just some of the things that you miss that goes on, in the back area while we're, in between squats and things like that. So this brings us to the bench press. Bench press goal of today was to definitely go over 400 pounds. That's been a goal of mine for a couple of meets now. I was so close last meet, hit 391. So this is my opener, 363 pounds. Slightly raised my head, but not enough there. So it didn't go up as easy as it should have been, but still was, a good opening attempt, definitely. And this is my second attempt, 385. These are the numbers that I planned on going, so this is right in line. I mean, I would have went 385 or 391, but I've said I would go 385 because I felt like I wanted my last attempt to be 402. 385 would save me a little energy for that attempt. That's 385, head raised, good, and that's an easy lift. Good speed for me on 385. There, refs just telling me to take that one thumb loop out, but I forgot that one. And here we have the final attempt of the day on the bench, 402. So I'm just setting up here. My coach there, Mr. Goggins, in the background, giving me the lift off. Probably needed to get it out a little bit more on the bench. And really just set up a little bit higher on my traps as well. There's so many things on bench press for me that I have to get right, because I need everything right to get all my pounds out of the bench. I just barely raised my head up, and I pushed it up a little bit, but not quite enough. So missed my bench there. It's definitely a little bit, you know, down, not too down, but you know, you can't stay down. You got to get ready for the next attempt. So definitely was a learning experience. You know, I need to raise my head up, get on my traps a little bit higher, and you know, get the lift done. So we come up on the last lift of the day, the deadlift. Normally this is one of my best events, but you know, I've been so focused on squats and bench press lately that I've actually been neglecting my deadlift training. But that's my opener. I believe that was 660 for my opening attempt. So after that I went up to 695 here, and this is my second attempt. So by this time in the meet, you know, I've been here since 9. It's probably around 5:15, so that's about 8 hours. Definitely been eating as much fruit and carbs, and you know, they had like rice bowls there with chicken and turkey, been eating those, and you know, all those great meat foods that you can eat. And this is definitely better than being at a regular meet, because you know, it's at the expo, so there's lots of food, and you know, you can go out and get protein shakes and all that from the different vendors. So it's definitely an awesome atmosphere, and it definitely helps you get through the long day. So I got that lift 2-to-1, and missed my final deadlift attempt of 711. I was a little bit checked out before I even attempted it, but that's, you know, goes back to the mental aspect of lifting that I'm always speaking about. You know, you kind of almost decide before you even get to the platform if you're going to succeed or fail. And I would definitely say I had failed before I got there. You know, it's not something that I like to admit. It's not a good thing, but you know, it happens at times. From that, you know, I definitely know that I need to work on my conditioning more, you know, so I'm up for those last attempts. And normally, you know, the deadlift is my best event, but I definitely haven't been putting the time into it that I should be, and I'll definitely change that this next cycle around. As for the squat, you know, improvements there, hand placement, you know, going with an open or closed grip. And then for bench press, you know, just really getting up on my traps more and really just perfecting the form, you know, doing the same thing over and over the exact same way each time. And those are my takeaways from the meet itself. Other than that, for you, I'd say, you know, when you're traveling to a meet, there are also other things to look into. So it's definitely not the first long distance meet I've done. However, it's the first time I've ever had any type of problems. And I did have a 6.5 hour delay heading out to this meet. So definitely, you know, in the future, I'd like to say that you always want to try and arrive a day early. You know, if your budget allows, of course. You know, I didn't really want to arrive a day early, simply because of the cost of the, you know, hotels per night in California. However, it kind of cost me in the end because, you know, with my delay, you know, I got there really late, and then, you know, I'm kind of scrambling to get ready for the weigh-in. So, if possible, definitely arrive a day earlier. And I'll definitely go into more detail on that in a follow-up video. However, thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave your comments, share.